All right, Grant, pre-show shenanigans. So this is dated as of January 3rd. All right, we're recording this on January 7th. So there's going to be more things that have happened since the thing I'm about to talk about. All right, it'll make sense in a second. I just don't want to give it away. Um, Grant, as of January 3rd of 2025, over 31% of players in college football have entered the transfer portal. The transfer portal at that time had only been open for 2 days, and that's over 4,500 players in the transfer portal as
They
of
may need to
January
up
3rd.
they may need to update that website.
Yeah, so that's as of January 3rd. As of January 7th, let's see. As of January 7th, it's in the 5,000s range. It's I mean it's significant. Um,
It's a lot.
but that begs the question, Grant. Are there any changes that should be made to the transfer portal? One thing that I did see is that you make it so there
You
is
know, that's a great question.
one
Uh,
one free transfer. Then if you transfer again, you have to sit out a year. However, the exception is if your coach leaves, then you're allowed to transfer for free again.
yeah, I don't exactly know what the solution is. Pretty much though, there is no other sport on planet Earth where every player's on a 1 year contract and there's free agency every year. No other sport is like it, except college football. So I think best strategy is turn this into European soccer. Just embrace it. This is European soccer at its finest. Should be expecting, if not Texas oil money, Saudi oil money's coming in soon. So we need to fix that. That is a big time problem right now. Go to European soccer. We need to have player contracts in place. Damon Williams made a lot of headlines recently, signing an extension with Washington 4 days ago. That got announced and is now trying to enter the portal with a do not contact tag. And, real quick on the do not contact tag, I've had a lot of thoughts on this. First, it's just admitting that you've been tampered with.
Yep.
But I think because it's now so common for guys to enter with a do not contact tag, I literally think it's the coaching staff stealing the guy, sending a little extra F you to these guys that they're stealing him from. Do not contact. I've been texting him for the past 2 years.
The one thing that is interesting though is I think Sam Levitt had a do not contact tag, and he hasn't signed anywhere. He's actually been taking visits across the board. So
yeah. Also,
sometimes it's just weird.
While Damon Williams entered the portal with a do not contact tag, Sam Levitt is courtside at a basketball game with Lane Kiffin. There's a great picture. I don't know if this is the actual reaction of him on his phone at the game, and that may have been how he found out Damon Williams in the portal, and LSU is no longer interested in him. We'll see.
Yeah, with Lane Kiffin right next to him.
Yeah, no. Lane Kiffin quite literally telling him in his ear, like, no, don't even look at that. Like,
don't worry about it. It's no
idea.
Whoa,
that's a shock to me too, Sam. All right. Yeah, but this is now college football. It's the Wild West. High school recruiting does not matter. If you get a 5-star out of high school, he better be starting. He better be. If he's not,
USC's backup right now
is
a 5-star as well, right? And he's apparently debating entering the portal from something that I saw. So,
I mean, at this point, I don't blame him at all. And because of the transfer portal, you could just transfer so frequently and they just don't care. I don't necessarily blame any of these players for doing this just because it's allowed. So I'm not blaming you guys, but yeah, no, the sport's messed up. It's not in a good place, not in a good spot, and there aren't going to be any changes made to it. So like that's
we're
like
focused on
why
changing
even
the playoff structure than we are about the actual team.
Yeah, I mean they're not gonna change anything. So like why even like talk about it that much really at the end of the day? But yeah, it's not good. Transfer portal is really not good for the sport. NIL era, yeah, this isn't even a recognizable sport anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
Today, I just saw Ohio State true freshman offensive lineman. Your guard. You are no 18-year-old is ever starting at guard at any top Power Four school. Portal. Oh, I didn't portal. So that's college football now. Hey, and this is the ironic part though. I sit here and I think a lot of Ohio State guys have entered the portal. Like literally everyone except Jeremiah and Julian Sand. Everyone else has entered the portal. I also, at this point, I expect Jeremiah just sit out the year, pull a Jamar. Like, hey,
yeah.
he's already certified. Like, and even selfish Ohio State perspective, like the biggest concern with this program is it still a wide receiver factory post Heartline? I guess Jeremiah sitting out without Heartline doesn't really help answer that. But Ohio State's long-term recruiting success is based off Jeremiah's NFL success. So if the
Not
best thing
Carnell
for
Tate going
Jeremiah,
out of this year as well.
I mean, it's cool, but no. Jeremiah needs to be the greatest wide receiver of all time for Ohio State to continue getting every single number one wide receiver every year. So if that's going to benefit Jeremiah long term and by nature benefit Ohio State, then I'm fine with it. If he sat out, like I don't blame him at all. I probably would be sitting out too if I'm looking at
I'm
the
surprised less
team.
players have done that since Jamar Chase did it. But yeah,
Just
I mean,
it just comes down to like early production.
yeah, and also it's just
That's
interesting
that's
though,
the
like with the
sign.
transfer portal too, like more players are trying to go out to get early production. But like if you're a young kid, like let's say you're 18, let's say you're that right guard, right, or whoever, you're trying to start somewhere else because you didn't get playing time at Ohio State. All these schools, when you're in the transfer portal, obviously being younger, they might be like, oh, we might be able to get them developed, but they're gonna go after the guys that are juniors or seniors because they have the experience and the size and the credibility. Like I saw a picture of Mac Jones from when he first arrived at Alabama versus the final year that he was at Alabama. The dude
Yeah,
looks
those used to be some
completely
of my
different.
favorite pictures. Like
Looks completely
Alabama,
different.
Ohio State, USC even had some good ones. Like they just show them when they're true freshmen. They've literally been on campus for under 48 hours, picture of them. And then when they leave, and it's like, oh, he actually became a man at Alabama. Like literally became a man there. Uh, there are some players out that will still happen to. There are some ethical hoopers left, guys. Okay, I want to make that clear. There are still some ethical hoopers. Not a lot. There are still, I would say, at least 10% of college football players are like, I will shut up, listen, I'm okay sitting.
Yeah.
I'll
It's also
buy
not
in.
even it's not even just for like that too. Like going, obviously for a lot of players it's trying to go to the NFL, but like for a majority of the players in college football, it's getting a degree. Like you're not going to the NFL. You have to get a degree, and transferring schools like 3 times probably doesn't help with that a whole
I
lot.
think though, unfortunately, like because you are right, like most of them aren't going to the NFL, like kind of because that the college NIL matters
Well, no,
a
the NIL
lot
matters, but I'm saying
more.
for a guy that's transferring who's clearly not going to make the NFL, who's not getting a whole lot of NIL money, he's just in the portal. Like, let's talk about your 18-year-old right guard, right? Don't know his name, don't know his situation, but let's just play a hypothetical game. He's probably not going to the NFL. The next team he starts, he's probably not getting that much NIL to leave Ohio State.
Yeah, I
He's
don't
going to
even
keep
know how
moving
much
around.
the fourth string guard, like
Yeah, like
how much is he getting? I
that's
don't
an
know.
example of a guy who might not get picked up by anybody. Now he might not have a degree. He has to pay for his own
So someone
school,
will take him,
but like
100%.
he's not getting
But
NIL money and he's doing all that. But I mean, it's a mess. It's a complete mess and needs to get reworked. So
the other issue with the portal now, like from an Ohio State perspective, or you just look at the recent national champions, whoever it's going to be this year, and then Ohio State last year, Michigan the year before. All of these teams extremely loaded with upperclassmen, old college. Like I think Indiana, the average age is like 22.7.
they're on the older end.
Average.
Yeah,
Average. Whoa. That is nuts if you think about it. But the meta is now like, why have a high school kid It doesn't even have to be. It could be a
Why
redshirt sophomore.
why should you develop somebody? Just get somebody who's more developed.
And why risk giving a kid his first chance starting when you could take the dude who's been starting for multiple years? Like, from Ohio State perspective, this year, Devin Sanchez started at corner, number 1 corner in his class, 5-star, like the number 3 player overall. Devin Sanchez was getting picked on this year. Every time he was on the field, it was whoever offense against Devin Sanchez, you're getting the ball. It could be our wide receiver 8. You're getting the ball if Devin Sanchez, he's got picked
Grant,
on.
you know what a great example of this is? Austin Simmons at Ole Miss. First time starting at Ole Miss, and you have Trinidad Chambliss behind him. Obviously, Trinidad's coming up from the FCS.
Well, I think for him, you have to hit the portal.
But I'm just saying right now, like from Ole Miss's perspective, bringing in Trinidad, and you have this guy who has all this experience, Austin Simmons, first-time starter, gets taken over by Trinidad Chambliss. We all see how Ole Miss has done the rest of the year. Obviously, Austin Simmons now has to transfer, but that's an example of a team preferring an older guy and being less patient with giving a guy the first-time opportunity to start.
Yeah, it's just like from like Ohio State perspective here, it's just like, you know, I'm not sure if Ohio State is the place for you to figure it out. Like, that's kind of not what we're about here. You should have figured that shit out at wherever you were previously. Well, when you're now at Ohio State, it's time to play with the big boys. Cannot be making shitty mistakes all the time and just like rookie, inexperienced mistakes, just like simple things. Like, you were running cover 2 and you're playing man. Unacceptable. Just what the hell, dude? What? Like, and it's constant. And like right now, I'm just saying, if you're a college football coach, you do not want to risk like 3 guys on a unit being first-year starters. Like, just question mark, question mark, question mark. Now, sometimes it could pan out. Like, half example, Arvell Reese, pleasant surprise, sure. But, like, then you have a Devin Sanchez who gets picked on all game. Like, it goes both ways. It's just not certain.
You might also have a first-time starter, but that guy might have been sitting for a year or two and have actually learned things. It's not like he's a true freshman starting. Like, that's increasingly rare.
Yeah, and it's like for line, like O-line, that one just pissed me off because it's just like your body is not ready to go up against upperclassmen nose guards when you're 18. Well, like, you're physically not ready.
Think about it from your perspective, Grant. Think about it when you played the varsity team that played down to you guys.
I think that's actually a pretty fair comparison to what it would be like.
Same comparison
for
quite literally
18-year-old going up against 22-year-old. Your ass gets handed to you over and over. You're embarrassed to go to film because you know you messed up on over half of the plays. It's not a good time. You don't have a good time when you're the shittiest lineman on the team. It's not fun.
Ralph from The Simpsons. I'm in danger.
And a lot of danger. A lot.
Yeah. The wheels on the bus are falling off. That's what's going on.
You're literally driving on spokes at that point. It's rolled beyond rolled.
But
no, college football is just not a good space. The transfer portal is ridiculous. It's crazy. Like, college football is also crazy. Like, shit, Ty Simpson was just like, yeah, no, I'm just going pro. I'm not doing this shit. Like, get me out of here. And I honestly tipped the cap to him. Shout out Ty Simpson for just being like, I'm done with this bullshit. Like,
no, for real. Like,
we're gone.
100%. Even though he definitely hurt his stock over the past 2 weeks.
100%. I do think though, it actually, for him to have a chance in the NFL, to him to pull a Brock Purdy, I actually think it's his best chance. Go be a backup somewhere, and you pray for an ACL every morning and every night. All you think about is that starter's ACL. All right, you are setting up traps.
I'm talking about praying on people's downfalls, but
that's the life. That's the life of Ty Simpson, and I hate to say it, but I literally think that's his best chance of being an NFL starting quarterback than if he came back and tried to do this again.
I mean, we'll see. Also, just going. I mean, we've seen the same thing with Will Howard. He's sitting behind Aaron Rodgers right now. Maybe he becomes a starter. Maybe he doesn't. But sitting behind a quarterback who's older wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing either. Like the Rams with Matthew Stafford, or just like I don't know who else qualifies in that category.
I'm just thinking a little bit that now I think you were saying this, and now I kind of just agree. Like the next starting quarterback of the LA Rams is Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I mean yeah.
They have capital.
I've said it before.
Bengals ownership notoriously cheap. They're really mad. They have to pay him, Jamar, and T. Higgins. They don't like that.
This year is the year that the Bengals will get their quarterback of the future, and that's
one way this or the draft other. Or next.
This because they have 2 first-round picks this year. This will be the year that they will figure out likely what.
I'm joking. Did they get a comp pick for Shamar Stewart going back to A&M? I'm kidding.
What? Oh. I forgot that also almost happened, but yeah.
Recently, my brother brought that up. Like, wait, Shamar Stewart, he didn't play this year, right? We looked up like half a sack, 3 tackles on the year.
What happens when you sit out? That's what happens.
12th man, baby. But all right. And so we're probably gonna talk more about this when we get to college football. To be honest, it is way more interesting than the games. But all right. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Waterboy Podcast. It is episode 361. And we have Super Football Weekend. You know, we're gonna have to come up with an official title. Super Playoff Football. Super Playoffs Football. Okay, that's the title. We have
Super Playoff Football. Is that what you said?
Super College Football Playoff, not Super Bowl Playoff Football.
Okay, so that's the name of the episode right there. Is that whole?
Yep. And Wild Card Weekend. College football playoff semis. I would say, yeah, I'm upset my team's not in it, but objectively speaking, you just got take an Ohio State fan. I don't even know what Ohio State football is. It's an excellent playoff. It is an excellent Final Four, and it is entertaining. Specifically, Miami Ole Miss, shit.
No idea.
Anything is on the table. Close win, blowout, either. Everything is actually, I may rule out blowouts both ways. I
don't think that there will be a single blowout.
I really do not think Miami can blow out a team. Is Miami's win over Ohio State considered a blowout?
Not really.
Domination, but not blowout.
I don't know if it was 10 points, right? Like I don't consider 10 points a blowout. Like that's not that many points in the grand scheme of things. That's 2 drives. Like I would need more than that. I need probably one more score on top of that. Like it has to be more than, I don't know, would the line be like 13.5? Would you say 2 touchdowns is a blowout, or would you say it has to be more than 2 touchdowns? So like
depends on the context of how we got to a 14-point win. If they were up 21, late touchdown to make it 14, blowout.
Yeah, okay. I would say like the line then is probably like 17 points. That's where I would put the main line.
I think that's actually the perfect number. 17 is actually the perfect number.
That's the blowout line. And I don't think that's going to happen. I honestly don't think there's going to be if a team loses by 10 points, I think it would be like a late score that goes up. Like it's a really close game, like a 3-point game or something, and a team goes down last drive and seals it with just a touchdown. Like it's
okay. I think a little bit more. Most likely blowout is Indiana over Oregon.
Yes, I would agree with that.
I'd be a little surprised if Indiana could blow them out, but like I would not be surprised for a second if they did. Indiana is, as a team, that shit, if I was a high school football coach, my team has to watch Indiana football every weekend. That is football.
It's you work as a unit.
Class right on there. Grass, as the Europeans would say. It's beautiful. It's like teamwork, discipline, all your stereotypical football terms. They literally do it all.
When we make fun of this team won because
first one in, last one out.
When we make fun of the whole like, this team won because of the power of friendship. Quite literally is to the utmost T.
You cannot deny they have like a little like OG FIFA Ultimate Team, like, plus 3 attributes
Yeah, the
everyone, right?
green
Like
lions are
they
connecting
got a
everywhere
little,
right now.
yeah, no, you see links flying all over, all right? The team chem's unmatched. It's like refreshing to watch, and as much as we were shitting on transfer portal and everything, this is one great benefit, great result of the transfer portal.
Well,
It is a
also
ragtag group
they they
strung
did
together,
they
and
did pull a majority of that team from
of course, of
JMU,
course,
so
of
then
course,
that has that based on
of
kind of like
course.
vibe. But I do think Fernando Mendoza's just please, if you haven't just watch him answer an interview question. Like it explains everything. If you
Yeah,
just watch
hey,
him
I
answer an interview
realize
question.
I'm a little bit weird, but every single year, Heisman speech, nothing else matters in my life. You have my 10
But
minutes of
yeah,
attention, and dude, hey, Mendoza, like him and Burrow, two of the best speeches I can remember recently.
but
Very
just
good.
general post game interviews. Just watch a post game interview. Honestly, that will give you an example. I think that just culturally fit so perfectly with those guys from JMU and the
Yeah,
vibe.
no, I also think Mendoza, like, absolutely love him in the NFL.
It will be
I
a
it may
hilarious
be
pairing though.
situation proof.
It will be a
It may be.
hilarious pairing if it's him and Brian Flores.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's guarantees going to the Raiders,
Yeah.
but I don't want to see the Raiders do
Honestly,
well. But
no other like quarterback could work in that situation in Las Vegas like that though. Like so many distractions for a young guy like that with so
I
much
bet
money.
Trinidad could pull it off.
Yeah, maybe,
I'm
but
so in on Trinidad.
just Fernando is just literally as a person the complete opposite of like Jamarcus Russell.
Oh,
That's where my brain is.
yeah.
And
I
what
also think,
Jamarcus
like,
Russell would have done if the team was in Las Vegas at that
I
time.
think Fernando also. You get him, you get Genty, like
Hours.
Bowers. It is an attractive
I
destination.
did see somebody say though that the Raiders should trade for another pick and get Carnell Tate to be the wide receiver.
Uh, you know, I'm kind of down with it. I feel like Tate stock has dropped
I know
recently.
they might be able to get him, but if they're the first pick in the second round, they might
I
be
think
able
I
to trade
said
Tate
this like
up.
2 years ago. I was still holding out. Come on, Buffalo, do it. Come on, do it, Buffalo. We'll see if they do, but come on.
But
He's
yeah,
right there.
back to the playoffs. I don't think that there's going to be. I think all these games will be tight because it's just interesting how all these teams play football and the version of football they play. Like, it,
I think all these teams are playing championship football right
yeah,
now.
it's
All
just
these
it's an
teams,
interesting.
explosive offenses, in doses. Some specific
Yeah,
groups have some left on the plate, but
it's just interesting to me to think about it because when I think of like Ole Miss in Miami, right? Like when I think of Ole Miss, I think of their offense and I think of how explosive their offense can be in putting up high points. When I think of Miami, I think of Miami's defense. I don't really think of their offense. And it's the other side of the coin is in
you thinking
Indiana.
like historic, recent,
No, I'm
like
thinking
what
right
leads
now.
you to that?
I'm thinking right
Okay.
now this team. And then when you have the other side with Indiana, Oregon, I think of both of their offenses. Although the defensive performance from Oregon the last couple of weeks have been
I'd say
fantastic.
Indiana, like I know Mendoza gets a lot of praise. Those receivers are ridiculous.
Yep.
I am the most impressed with Indiana's defense. I think if there's one unit, these 4 teams, offenses and defenses, the best unit left is the Indiana defense. They are like pain in the ass in terms of contain on every single play. They will never get fooled on defense. You're not doing that. They like always know what's coming. They're coached extremely well. I would say Indiana, they have ironically, I don't even know the coordinators on the top of my head. They have a coach gap for the rest of the playoff. Unreal. The shit that's going on over there. I don't know what's in the water in Bloomington, but it's not basketball water, folks. Okay. So it Dark Wizard magic potentially, maybe a little Mark Pryor pitching factory
It's
going on
possible.
here.
It's possible.
I see that IU 3.5, and maybe you're sucker taking that, but I can't not take Indiana 3.5 here. Yeah,
I
laying
mean
the 3.5.
I like
Indiana's.
that. I think
just
if you
so
were
far I can't pick
if you
against
just
them.
asked me when I said I didn't see any play, like I could literally see both of these games being a field goal game coming down to the end of it. And then a team, if they cover the spread or not, it's because they have a late score that's garbage time and it puts it out of reach. But like I can see both of these being 3-point games. And the spreads are 3.5 for both of them. Really, I mean, if you were to tell me to take anything, like the over in the Oregon game, Grant, Oregon, Indiana, 47.5. The over in Ole Miss, Miami, 52.5. Like I would take the over in arguably both of those situations. Over 47.5.
The Miami
That's a little
ones,
much, the 52.5, but
yeah.
it's a little much given what I've seen from Miami. But
I think though Ole Miss, they are an exciting football team, and we're gonna little Big 12. Actually, these are SEC shootouts. Ole Miss is playing SEC shootouts. Okay,
yeah.
There's a difference. A Big 12 shootout, it's 56-49 because neither team has corners that have eyes. There are no vision on the defense. That's why those points are scored. In the SEC, on defense, you are constantly still getting sacked. TFLs, you are in 3rd and longs constantly. But guess what? 3rd and 14, what's the route? 4 verts. Everyone, go ball. One of you's winning. One of you's going to win. Boom, rip it, whoever's open. We play man football over here in the SEC. So we're just going to get man football here.
Yeah, no, I mean,
3rd and long, 4 verts. You already know the play call.
I can definitely see that too.
I don't care.
For this game with Miami's defense too, their defensive line, like that would make sense.
There's going to be sacks. Offenses will be off schedule, but both offenses will be converting 3rd and longs. And you're like, backbreakers on defense. You've given up 3rd and longs.
Like if you're fans of a certain team, like if you're a fan of Miami or a fan of Ole Miss, just be prepared to be absolutely unbelievably frustrated with your defensive coordinator when that happens several times.
Yeah, no. Both teams are probably going to despise their DC, and it's just like, guys, there's like kind of nothing you can do. Like both these offenses are playing really well. I know I've been saying for a while, defense matters, and not in the sense that you need to hold the other team to 10 points every game, but when it's a 1-score game in the 3rd and the 4th, and you just need that one stop, that's where those elite defenses step up and get it. And so, like, that's why you need it. Just when you need that one stop in the 3rd, you need that one stop in the 4th. Like, that's where these situations pop up.
You might have broken the whole game, but you bend there. At the end of the game, you'll bend. You don't break. You might have been broken the whole rest of the game.
You nut up or shut up right at the end.
That's when it matters. That's when it matters.
Yeah, but I'm excited for this week. It should be an excellent semifinals. But yeah. I
mean, with that though, let's give our picks for each of these games.
I'm taking Indiana, and
I'm gonna agree with you for Indiana. Let me say my next pick then before you say yours, so it doesn't sound like I'm just
give me like 3 seconds so I can like really lock in who I'm gonna take.
Okay, I know who I'm taking. Indiana. It's the second game, the Ole Miss or Miami game. That's the bigger question. I know who I'm taking. I'm gonna hold on. Let me just write it down and point it at the camera before you say anything.
I think.
Hold on. With the crappy handwriting right there. All right, there we go. Okay.
I have mine.
All right, mine's locked in. There's evidence of mine being locked in.
Let's say it on 3.
All right.
1,
2, 3.
3.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. I can't go against Trinidad here. I can't either. I can't go against, and it hasn't happened yet, but all it takes is one Ice Age Sid atrocious interception. It just takes one, Everett.
It's in there somewhere. It's in there somewhere.
We know.
It's rattling around.
We have
rattling around. I mean, if he had played Georgia this week, Grant, maybe it doesn't come out because it's like a revenge game kind of vibe. Yeah, I don't know if playing Ole Miss is going to be the catalyst to that
Yeah,
happening.
yeah. But we're both on Indiana. That
The
team's
one
just too good. Ole Miss, it is a lot of vibe centric, I would
the
say.
one
My picks
thing
guided there.
the one thing is this is Miami having a chance to play at home in the national championship. Determine what you want to do with that at your own like will, because at home for them is in the Dolphins Stadium.
Yeah, I'm not putting
But
too much thought into that one. Uh, I will just say though, last time the Miami Hurricanes played in Glendale, Arizona, did not go well. So just want to point that one
is
out.
the
Just want to
Sod
point that one out.
father a part of this
I don't know if the
operation?
Sod father was involved in this. To be honest,
Is he
I'm
a part
not
of this
sure.
year's operation? We might need
Uh,
to
he
confirm that
has to
one.
be.
He
He
has
ha-
to
he
be.
has to be. What else would he be doing?
Yeah, I don't know. Dealing with the bus. The bus is leaving the station.
Or
That's
working a
possible.
second job to afford the bananas in the
It's
facilities.
very possible. That's very possible. But yeah, I mean, they're going to be two good games. They're going to be two good games.
Yeah.
I think that's the end of the day. And Indiana and Ole Miss just seem like the better teams right now. But we'll see. Um, okay, is there anything other college football stuff? I know we were talking about the transfer portal a little bit beforehand. If we want to address that again before we get into the NFL playoffs,
I mean, it's an absolute mess. I'll have a polish write up on it later on when I have some more data to go off of. But for now, the sport's borderline unrecognizable.
mm-hmm.
Uh, all the high school recruiting philosophies are completely in question. It seems like the only way to retain your roster from leaving in the portal is if you win the national championship the year before. Is that
Mm-hmm.
the only solution to keeping
I
them?
guess even then, not really, because you
They'll
still
dip
have
the
guys who are
second
just
you
like
lose.
money, more money, always
Mr.
more money.
Krabs.
Yeah,
Money,
you
money,
know,
money, money.
right. So I don't know. We'll see. But with that, what we can get into the NFL right now. Okay, into the NFL. Grant, we've got some big news relating to other things that weren't addressed last episode, as well as just general the playoff games. The first thing I just want to mention is obviously we have a firing that was not addressed in the last episode. Grant, the Ravens have fired John Harbaugh. Um, just interesting situations. I don't know what exactly where the Ravens upgrade with that, but I don't know if you want to address that at all either. Just the fact that it happened. Don't know
Yeah,
where
I
he
would
goes. Don't
say
know what happens.
honestly, not that surprised. I kind of thought it was coming. It's still
It's just shocking for
surprising
the
to see.
the fact that he's been there for so long. No matter when it would happen, unless he
Yeah,
just
just any
retired,
person that's
it would
at
be
the place
like,
for very
oh,
long.
well, that's crazy, even though we all thought that it was going to be him or Tomlin probably moving on after this season, by the way that it ended. Um,
Yeah, I would say that one was the most surprising, but yeah, kind of expected. I think, hey, they have Lamar,
mhm. For now,
and I think this is
probably.
really
I,
showing
I,
Lamar that this
I
is
am
you.
curious though.
You're above Harbaugh.
The one thing that I'm like just thinking in my head that would be really cool to see for that offense is if Kevin Stefanski becomes the Ravens head coach. So I want to know what Kevin Stefanski in that offense could do with Lamar. Um, but it does bring up the question we raised in an episode before, where it's like, hey, when you have this generational guy in your you know on your team on the coaching staff that's going to get a really big job somewhere else, like Ben Johnson last year. You could talk about Mike McDonald, right? In this situation, is it worth moving on from your current coach to make sure you can retain that guy and elevate him? And now, if I'm the Ravens, that's something that I'm really thinking about from the past and looking forward. When you had Mike McDonald in here a couple years ago, and you obviously ended up moving on from Harbaugh, anyways. At this point, should you have done that move sooner?
I kind of assume that like Jesse Minter is getting a call,
I did see that he's apparently a top candidate for them.
because he used to be at the Ravens. He
Mhm.
was the secondary or corners coach for the
Yeah,
Ravens. But yeah, I mean, if anyone hasn't been paying attention to the Harbaugh brothers, they just like pass around
cycle.
assistants. It's like, oh, wasn't that great for you? Like, I'll go rehab him for
Well,
a
it's
year
just
and
like
give him
also
back.
it's funny because it's
It's
also
like a
that,
loan
and
system.
then
All right.
they like have the same offensive coordinators. Like Jim always has Greg Roman, and John always has Todd Monken. Like that's the just I don't they always keep them. They refuse to move on from them for whatever reason. So it's just like a habitual merry-go-round in that scenario. But I mean, it'll be interesting to see where he lands. However, let's get into some playoff game action. Grant, so this week we obviously have 6 playoff games starting on Saturday, right? Saturday, I believe, is when they start. Saturday, they are Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know if you want to go in order, if we just want to go AFC, NFC, like which direction we want to kind of approach the games here. But I think I'm
Yeah,
just,
I guess we could just kind of just go in order. I would say I'm like very excited for this wild card round.
I mean, it's very there's a lot of very good games here. I would say I would say there are 2 games that could be kind of iffy, but other than that, I kind of anticipate it being a very good weekend of NFL playoff football. Um,
Yeah, Rams Panthers.
didn't the Panthers beat them earlier in the season too, though?
no, yeah, but because of that, I would be stunned if
Yeah,
they did
I
it
mean
again.
the Rams we have said
Stunned.
for a while are Super Bowl favorites. And although they're going to be in Carolina for this game, I don't think that it really matters.
No.
The Panthers haven't looked killer enough to make movement, like any movement in the playoffs, but great for them to be here. At least I just don't know if they're going to go anywhere.
Yeah, no, they're likely getting shelled by the Rams. Packers Bears. This one I've
So
kind of been going back and
I
forth all
have I
week.
have a twist for this game, Grant. Grant, we are going to have snow in Chicago for the wild card game this weekend. It's going to be a snow game between the Bears and the Packers.
Okay.
Um, that's just, what a way to kind of cap off the NFC North. That's
I feel like it's only right.
yeah,
It's only right that it's a snow
the only
game.
way to do it. However, that makes me the Packers have been so injury riddled. And obviously, Josh Jacobs has been hurt. He's a large part of that offense. No, Micah Parsons has kind of debilitated the defense. And we've seen the Bears look so much better over the past couple of weeks. And obviously, they barely lost the 49ers in an offensive shootout. Um, I'm curious to see how much weather impacts this game. Because if it is really bad snow and you have to run it more, I don't really know which team that should favor.
I would
Uh,
say that definitely favors Chicago.
I just feel like with the experience that the Packers have in the playoffs, and I know that they haven't been great as of late. We've got question marks about
Neither team
LaFleur.
has.
Yeah, we've got
Neither
question
team
marks
has looked great.
about LaFleur. Um, I think the Packers just come out of this one. Like they always find a way in the playoffs just to pull off one game and then they might lose, but they do something. And Ben Johnson, obviously, first time coaching as a head coach in the playoffs. Maybe he's great, maybe he's not. I just personally don't exactly love first time head coaches in the playoffs. It's just not something that I feel like has ever really gone exponentially well. Like
Well, recently it's been going quite well.
maybe you pull off a game, but I'm more so saying like versus a division opponent too that complicates it a little, or a team that you've played
Yeah, I
before.
get that. I think all the stank that I've put on the Bears franchise over the past 4 years, I'm slowly removing it. Still don't have a 4,000 single season passer, so that's still true. Only franchise in the NFL that has never had one. That still exists, but The stank that I've associated with the Bears is slowly drifting away. And I think for one playoff game, they could do it. Not picking anything past this, but I think the Bears are going to win this one. We've kind of had a stretch recently where just like some random teams, young quarterbacks just start playing well. Jane Daniels last year, CJ Stroud every single year. We just kind of see it. And part of me feels like, although young quarterback prone to Carson Beck interceptions, they also have a little bit of Bryce Underwood irrational confidence where they will rip that shit in triple coverage, zero shits given, and they will just go and just play. So, kind of take it both with a grain of salt. I think the Bears are going to win this one.
I do just want to say I think the last time that the Bears had like a season like this, and we're in the playoffs was with Matt Nagy, and that was double doink, Grant, with the Eagles. So, if we're just going off of Bear vibes,
I know. That has guided my picks though for the past 4 years. Did not go well this season, fading the Bears all year. Did not go well for me. So I'm jumping off of that hype train that the Bears are the Bears, and they might be the Indianapolis Bears now. Okay.
What point of that season are we in for them, though?
By that, I just mean any stain of Chicago Bears association. We're onto a new era of the Chicago Bears where there's no stank.
It will also just be interesting. I think health is going to have a really big impact in this game. Both teams have just not been healthy, really for a bit now. We've had illnesses, injuries, stingers, et cetera, et cetera.
I don't know what's going on in that Chicago wide receiver room.
Yeah,
what the hell is going on? And then also kind of on the flip side, I feel like the Packers kind of have some similar going on their wide receiver room.
Their wide receiver room's been
they're all banged up at minimum. No one's 100% except Dobbs and his massive ass helmet, so Jordan Love can see him easier.
There's obviously like the Packers are a run first team right now with Josh Jacobs. The Bears, I think, are a little bit more mixed up, so they have ability to recover. But I mean, if Josh Jacobs isn't ready for this game, keep in mind that they started Emmanuel Wilson really for the last 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks almost. So if Josh Jacobs isn't prime himself and they have him going for 1.5 yards to carry this game, the Packers will lose this game.
Yeah, this is a fun fact. Everett, do you know how many games Josh Jacobs had this season where he had over 100 rushing yards?
2. 0. Really? How many 90-yard games has he had? Or do you not have that?
He has one 93-yard game.
So maybe it doesn't matter as much. I know like Emmanuel Wilson can be a very good change of like he's filled in well, but I don't know if that's going to be enough in this situation. I just think that having Josh Jacobs opens up their offense more when Josh Jacobs is healthy versus when you have Monangai and Swift on the other side.
Oh, I agree. I'm just looking. These are regular season stats. Green Bay Packers, they are like perfect average in every yardage stat. 16th total yards, 17th passing, 15th rushing, 16th in points scored. The one thing that they are elite at is third down conversion. I mean, second also, in the NFL. And to me, that equals early down running success, third and shorts, third and medium. So slants. I agree. Running, you don't need to run for 150, but you need to be averaging 3 yards a pop, Josh Jacobs, so we can be in those third and shorts.
Yeah. So the other thing though is like, I mean, if you were just to look at the teams right now on paper, let's take out the head coaches and all that stuff.
I think both teams are yucky, and I don't like either. I would
say between the two, if they're healthy, healthy meaning like still Micah Parsons is out, but Josh Jacobs is back. The wide receivers are back for the Bears. Like I would say the Bears probably are the better team. as of this
Maybe
moment.
I'm crazy, but I actually think it's in the Bears' best interest that Romo Dunze's hurt. I feel like if he's now
Feed
healthy, then
Burden.
it's like I don't know what to do with him and Burden.
Yeah, no,
Like,
yeah.
I'm not even trying to make a joke. I'm being
No,
dead
no,
serious.
no.
I think
I
with
know.
Odunze back, then
I'm
like Burden's really
I'm
good.
just more
Let
so
him
saying
go.
this. Like, I'm
Let him
surprised that
go.
Green Bay is a 1.5 point favorite because I think that's accounting for the
100%.
coaching more than it's accounting for the
I think
team.
it's accounting for coaching, and I think it's accounting for the vibes of the Chicago Bears in the
Yes,
playoffs.
and I mean that's why I think the Packers will win. I took the Packers obviously between the two of them, but
I'm just afraid
I
though
do
if
think the Bears should be favorites for this game.
I think we're just a little. I agree, and damn it, now you have me back on the Packers because this line is begging you to take Bears.
But from the Vegas perspective,
This
yeah.
line is begging you to take Bears plus 1.5. Shit. Can't change my pick now. I'm a man on this
Man of
podcast,
your
so
word. Yeah,
I'm
there you
taking the
go.
Bears. You're on Packers. I would say bet of this game is going to
Under.
be I was gonna
Under.
say first half under.
That still
Second
works.
half, I feel like the Bears
Explosives.
start, but I like a first half under. I
Yeah.
don't know what that line is.
I don't know, but with the weather too, I would go and book that now.
I would also say another potential. I don't even know if this is available. 0 Chicago Bears field goals. Ben Johnson's going for it every time. All right, playoffs, we're going for it.
Yes,
So 0.
Mhm.
Is their kicker still Michigan boy?
It's Caro Santos.
It's
Tulane
Cairo
boy.
Santos.
Tulane
Okay.
boy.
I for a second I thought it was
They
Jake
only had
Moody.
Jake Moody when
for
he
a
was
couple
hurt.
weeks.
Yeah, he was hurt.
But yeah, no.
it's Tulane boy. That's what we got going on over.
Okay,
in,
but
Chicago.
yeah, no, I'm a stick with Chicago. Okay, a Packers Bears is the most exciting matchup. I would say.
I would say Bills Jaguars is the most.
I was gonna
exciting
bring this
for
one
me.
up next. I'm actually really happy. This is the first game of the day. You start off your Sunday with a bang. All right.
Right. Exactly.
This line I think is like actually really well set, and I don't think there's any tells here. I don't know what the money is, but if you're telling me it's like a 53-47 split,
I am kind of making. I would kind of make the same argument I just made for the Bears and Packers. Like based on coaching aside, if you look at these teams right now, obviously the Bills have Josh Allen, right? But like the Jaguars, from a roster standpoint, have looked much better lately than the Bills have. And if you were just looking,
Jags have figured it out ever since.
If you were just looking at the rosters, I would say the Jags are the better roster right now, and therefore should be favorited. But the coaching comes into play for this and the experience, and now the Bills are favorited. However, like I don't know how Liam Cohn is gonna necessarily do as a head coach coaching the playoffs, but he's obviously coached in the playoffs before. He coached those Bucks runs, Brant, when they made those runs in the playoffs with the offense that they did with Baker Mayfield performing. I think that, that 1.5, I would still say that it's kind of begging you to take Jags plus 1.5 and therefore take the Bills.
I don't really know. I think it's pretty well set.
It just kind of sucks
bias with Bills playoff success.
This is the game that I kind of wanted to see in the championship game. Like, just I want both teams to win somehow.
All right, this is the matchup of the game I'm looking at right now. Buffalo Bills. They are 3rd in the NFL in total yards. They're 15th in the NFL in passing yards. Everett, they are the number 1 team in the NFL in rushing the ball. They average 159.6 yards per game on the ground. Now, that is a combo of Cook and Allen and a little Ty Johnson thrown in there as well. But on the flip side, the Jacksonville defense, they happen to be 1st in the NFL in rushing yards allowed. Give up the least.
Yeah.
They give up the least. So we have the team who runs the most versus the defense that gives up the least on the ground.
Yeah.
That's the matchup of the game.
When you said allowed, it like flipped in my brain. So I was like, they have the best run defense. I forget. Yeah, it's flipped like that.
If the Buffalo Bills can run the ball and stay on schedule once again, that's going to result in an easy Buffalo win. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Buffalo can still win if they're not on schedule. Josh Allen will and can make hero God plays on 3rd and long.
And And I do think some of this game comes down to like I think that the ball will end up being in Josh Allen's hands to win the game, to make the plays to win the game. And it comes to the question, this is the year, we've said it before. No Mahomes, there's no Burrow, there's no Lamar. This is Josh Allen's year to do it. The teams that he has consistently lost to are not here. And if he's going to do it, this is the year to do it. So, how much of the vibes pick do you put in Josh Allen's mindset of I'm going to do whatever the hell it takes to win this football game, versus the Jaguars? And, the last time the Jaguars were in the playoffs, I'm pretty sure that was their comeback game versus you, and then they lost the next round.
Yep.
But, so we've obviously seen the Jaguars being able to play at a high level. It's just dependent on, and like Trevor Lawrence specifically. So it's just a question of who really do you have more faith in right now? Because I think it's kind of a toss up of a game.
I'll be honest. I think Trevor Lawrence playing best football of his life, right now. It's tough for me to go against the Jags, just seeing what that offense can be. I think a key part of this game for Jacksonville, you can attack Buffalo through the air.
Yeah.
You can get them in that secondary. I do think, though, Joey Bosa is going to have the stupidest game. And I mean that he's going to play really well now that he's not on a shitty Chargers or going to be healthy. He's about to have a 2.5 sack game. I feel it. I know it's in there. He's waiting for one last moment where you're like, oh, Joey Bosa is pretty damn good at football. I'm still going with Buffalo, though. I'm still picking that. Oh, wait, shit. Sorry.
Jacksonville, you mean?
No. I'm still going with Buffalo. I expect Bosa to go crazy. One concern I have with Buffalo against Jacksonville's defense, Trayvon Walker's,
making some noise.
Maybe not number one, oh shit, all pro, but yeah, no. You got to double team him a good amount.
I mean, we have Josh Allen versus Josh Allen this week too. So
shit. Wow. That's
Josh
a really
Allen dynamics. Hines Allen technically now.
Hines, sorry. Yeah, he's JHA. One thing I've noticed this year in Buffalo, and it's kind of been like a one sure thing on their offense past couple years other than Josh, but Deion Dawkins has not looked as great one-on-one as he has the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Like in the past, this dude would have the craziest splits. He is on an island. And it's just, he's not quite that guy anymore. And Josh is running for his life back there a lot now. Like, he gets hit a lot. He's been banged up like every single week in the second quarter for the past month. So that's going to be the Jags' key to victory, getting pressure on Josh. Like, don't even let him make a superhero play because he's getting sacked. That's their key. I would say Jags can blow them out. Bills can't, but I'm still taking the Bills.
I kind of agree with you. Like, I am going to pick the Bills, but I think that the Jags can win it. I don't feel good.
I think the Jags can blow the Bills. Bills cannot blow the Jags.
I would not feel good about picking either team. That's really the moral. I don't feel good about picking either team. I'm going to pick the Bills. I think the Jags can win. I probably would say I want the Bills to win, but I expect the Jags to win, but I'm still picking the Bills. That's kind of my mentality right now. It's just going to be a good game. But Grant, getting into this 3:00 game on that day, on Sunday, we have Eagles and 49ers. Also a good game, like just kind of the first two good games for Sunday. Similar thing, but for lesser reasons. Like, I don't know really what to think about the 49ers right now, and the Eagles offense has just been middling all year.
Yeah, Niners, I'm not entirely sold on still. I know, I feel like I've been saying that every week, and I think they've, like, other than last week, they've won, like, I don't know, 8 straight. So it hasn't gone well for me fading them all year. My concern with the Niners is on defense, there is just zero pass rush. Everett, this year, the number one sack leader on the 49ers is Clelin Ferrell with 4 sacks.
Yeah.
They've taken a massive hit with the lack of pass rush. Lane Johnson will
Just
be
with
playing in this game.
Bosa and Michael Williams being out, obviously, that's you can't do
Yeah,
that much about
like
that.
it's primarily on like Bosa being out. Like that dude takes up like 20% of the cap, and he's just not
Mhm.
on the team anymore. And that's just
It's tough.
hey, you only have 80% of the cap. Like enjoy.
Yeah, it's tough.
Like I just feel like the Niners are for the Niners to win, they kind of need the other team to play their B or C game.
Which I mean, from the Eagles' offense,
Which
it's
hey,
not. It's
really
you're
on the
gonna
table here.
if you're gonna ask a team to play down a competition, the Eagles are the team to do it. Defensively, though, their defense is obviously fantastic. The 49ers offense is the power of their team right now. So it's we're essentially seeing the two powerhouses of each team's going up against each other versus the two more middling sides of the ball for each team.
Yeah,
So I think you come down to a question of Eagles offense versus 49ers defense. And you probably come down with the answer being the Eagles offense winning
yeah.
that matchup.
I also just think Eagles, this is like kind of just what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Playoff start, they suck ass, and then it's BTA.
49ers,
And it's
49ers
BTA.
have that same thing that's gone on, though, too.
Yes, I think though it's
I don't
like
expect
when they got
it to
everyone.
be a BTA, though, in any aspect of it.
No, I'm not picking a BTA. I'm just, you know, the pretty good chance of it. I'd say. I
mean,
think there is a good shot of a BTA here.
I just looking down the stretch, like I'm pretty impressed with the games that the 49ers have kind of pulled off here. Like, yeah, they have a early loss to the Seahawks. They get one of those Rams games in that they lose, and they lose to the Bucks at one point. But like beating the Rams, barely losing the Jags. The Saints and Cardinals games spook me, but obviously coming out and beating the Seahawks in Seattle is pretty like that's going to be a similar environment to what you're going to see in Philadelphia, I think noise wise. So that's impressive to me.
Wait, who?
49ers.
Oh yeah, that one was early though.
Yeah, no, I know, and I know that they came down here and they lost.
Yeah, the most recent Seattle Niners
the
game.
recent Seattle game, but
I don't want to like destroy the Niners too hard for that because I think the Seahawks like kind of like Indiana here. Like everyone's talking about the offenses, Darnold, Mendoza, JSN, yada yada. Like it is the defense of Seattle that has me on that. Like
yeah.
that D line don't necessarily have a superstar, but they're all very talented guys. They all
I
play
will just say
very
like,
good team football.
They have played
scary.
against some very good defenses here. They faced the Texans defense. They faced the Browns defense. The Colts defense wasn't half bad. And the rest of the teams were more early on in the season. But like, if you can play well against the Browns defense, you can probably play well against the Eagles defense. Although obviously they're two different teams. I think that it's a little bit more of a toss.
Well, I'd say like I think there's a lot of similarities with Seattle and Eagles defense. How they're built, just very stout on the D line. Just
well, that's why I
over.
was saying the Browns, because the Browns defense is really their D line. Like that's the core of it. But
sure, that game's also slightly different though. When Shador throws a pick and you get the ball on the 20.
Yeah, offensively, it's a separate situation. But
the Niners, if they're playing their A game, they don't necessarily beat all these teams. And so that's my issue.
Well, I'm not saying we're not looking at them beating all these teams. We're looking at them beating one. That's
I know. Eagles are lumped in a Super Bowl contender though for me, and it's just like they need, and it's very possible they need the Eagles to play like.
I'll be honest. I think the Eagles are only lumped in Super Bowl contender because of what they've historically done, not including this season. Like that.
Well, I'm just talking like their team this year. Like, would I be surprised at all if they go on a run? Not for a second. No. Like
I just
not surprise me.
I've said it throughout most of the season. I just think that the Eagles are generally overrated this year. And I'm going to stick by that. And for that reason, I'm going to take the 49ers. But it is one of those games where, I mean, I really would not be surprised in the slightest the Eagles win this. I do think that Eagles minus 4.5 line is more leaning towards the 49ers, not because I think it could be a field goal game. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. These are two teams that I give credit to both in the playoffs because they both have done the same thing historically.
Yeah, the 4.5 actually raises my eyebrows in the sense that I feel like they're begging you to take Niners.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you're saying,
and because
yeah.
of that, watch out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I'm still going to take the Niners here. Okay, I'm guessing
we
that
just got one more, correct?
The Eagles. We have two more.
Two more. Sorry.
Your game, Patriots Chargers. Grants. I know we said last episode. Obviously, the Patriots have the same amount of wins versus 500 teams as what was it? The Browns. I don't remember. Or the Raiders. Sorry, one win versus teams versus over 500.
Yeah, we could just stick with that one win against teams over 500. Yeah, now that definitely makes me feel better about myself. And I said this before, I still agree. Compared to Texans Jags, I would much rather have Patriots than those two teams. Like vibes primarily, not football. Just the Texans is football logic. Jags is vibes.
If you win this game, Grant, you go and play Denver, which you're familiar with, and I'd still rather play than the Texans.
Sign me up for the Broncos in the next round. I do not fear them at all. I'm completely fine with that.
Yeah.
What concerns me though are those Texans Jags, but it's like Patriots. My issue with the Chargers all year has been the O-line. I think they are the worst O-line in both pass blocking and run blocking for the year. Which
shouldn't be surprising at all considering you're missing your two tackles.
I would say it is surprising the team's 11-6 despite that. Like that is pretty impressive. I just think though, the way Chargers have been winning a lot of these games, it's been like key defensive stops, turnovers, like the ball's bouncing our way, for lack of a better term. Like things just break our way and it just keeps coming up Chargers. And we're getting a lot of luck in some of these. If there's one like football thing I could point to in this, no Will Campbell Patriots, that offense has looked significantly worse.
Will Campbell should be back. He was just activated, though.
He is?
Yes, he's back. He played last week.
Okay. All right. We'll see how exactly that turns out. Following Trevion all year, the second that injury happened, it was like this offense looks lifeless at times. And so I think I enjoy that the Patriots, like that offense kind of works in bursts. Like they could just be stalled out for an entire half. Literally get one first down for an entire half. And that's how the Chargers win games. Like we're stalling guys out, make them go 3 and out for an entire quarter, and the ball just kind of bounces our way.
just looking at this, their one win that they've had against a team over 500 was it's one of the two Bills games. That game, Drake May did not throw for a single touchdown, didn't throw for an interception. The two other games that they've played against teams over 500, Grant, yes, it's me saying they've only played 3 games versus teams over 500 from the way I'm looking at this.
Well, they lost those other two is what you're telling me.
I'm saying they both lost both those. One of them was Pittsburgh. They lost by 1 touchdown. Drake May threw an interception in that game. The other game was versus Buffalo. They lost by 4 points. Drake May threw an interception in that game and no touchdowns. So from what I've seen here, he doesn't throw them in many interceptions, and obviously he's an MVP candidate this season. But when he's playing teams that are better all around, and the Unk Fest going on in Pittsburgh, this was in September, so take and leave a little bit, but take it with a grain of salt.
They were really unction back then. Slay was still in the set. They were really unk.
But with that, he is turning the ball over more likely when they're playing all around better teams and more capable teams. Like the other games that he's in throwing an interception in were Cleveland, Atlanta, Tampa Bay, Las Vegas, and Baltimore. So all those teams kind of have a better all around, situation. Obviously, Cleveland being the Cleveland and Las Vegas being the exceptions there. Um, but that's kind of going to be the key is getting those turnovers because obviously he has a high completion percentage. So it's going to be whether or not you can get the turnover. Otherwise, you said it with Julian saying every time you see the ball leave his hand, you think it's going to be a completion, and that's kind of the similar thing with Drake May. So that's kind of what's going to be, the basis of being able to win the game.
Yeah, I would say ironically, if there's Joe Ortiz got to tip the cap on this, I don't think he's missed on a DB. We have just 5th round, 4th round, 6th round no names that are performing, and I feel very good about the secondary. Ironically, so it is weird. I think it's like how Chargers win. We can get the Patriots. I'm not sure if I would suggest everyone to go bet on the Chargers, but I like this better than Jags or Texans, 100%.
I agree with that, and I do think from a coaching perspective that Harbaugh and Vrabel are pretty much on a similar
equal
field.
I don't really give a gap or bump either way. I think it's pretty equal.
I'm not super like we have a coaching difference here. I think
it might be the first coach to do something they wouldn't do, go for it on the 50. Or I think that may be a team that loses.
With that though, I think it really comes down to the coordinators though, like Josh McDaniels versus Jesse Minter and Greg Roman versus I don't know who the DC for the Patriots is, but that guy, right? No idea. So that's kind of what the schemes come down to and how they play chess against each other like that. And I mean,
I'll just say whoever the New England DC is, it has been fun this week looking at the Chargers. He's giggling like a little girl. Oh my God, wow. I can do anything. I could blitz. I may come off the edge for this next one.
It's honestly, I think it's going to how much Herbert can get hit. How fast can you throw the ball out? How much can you run? How much Supermaning can Herbert do so that he's not being the alarms aren't going off every 5 seconds. Because even if you win this game, if you get hit 30 times this game, you're going to lose the Broncos because you just can't.
Well, I'll be honest. He's been getting hurt 30 times a game for 2.5 months now. So, I don't know what Toradol combo we have that he's played in every game this year.
He's on.
I really interested. We gotta figure that one out, put a patent on that, and make a lot of money.
Yeah, I do like the fact that Herbert has playoff experience at least in those moments, and Drake May for greatness. He might have lost the games, but he's got the experience.
He has yet to look competent in a playoff game in his career yet. So there is that. I can't deny that. I don't know though. I feel like it could happen. I feel like ironically the Patriots having such a great season, the focus is on them here, not us. Mm-hmm. I think we could do it here.
I think that your guys' receiving room needs to really figure it out. It's been lacking for a bit now, and I think if that can get turned around, I'd feel much better.
Yeah, I mean, on a one-off, it can happen. We were bringing this up earlier that Greg Roman's got to go. I mean, 2025, man, 2026 actually.
Yeah,
get on. Adapt or die. Brad Pitt said it best. All right.
I think, I want the Chargers to win. I'll go with you, the Chargers. I just expect the Patriots to win. Okay, Grant. Final game.
I don't blame you for that one at all.
Final game of the wild card round of the playoffs. We'll wrap up after this. Texans and Steelers. This will be played in Pittsburgh, Grant, on Monday night. I just don't. I wouldn't have felt good about either of the teams that won that game last Sunday night with the Steelers and Ravens. We said it then. I'm saying I know it's Aaron Rodgers. I know it's the bad man, but the Texans, with Nico Collins out last week, still look really good. The defensive line looks good. D'Amico Ryans has been coaching really well. CJ Stroud has been playing much better lately. I just don't think that there's anything that the Steelers can do right now, besides have that priest bless the field again and their entire O-line before this game. Uh,
my only concern about this has nothing to do with the logic of the game itself. It is just looking at this line. Texans 3-point favorites. We may need to go find if anyone online has picked the Steelers, like at NFL, ESPN. I'm talking to Dan Orlovsky. If any of those guys have picked the Steelers, then okay, I'll shut up. But this line is begging you to take Texans. They are begging you to take Texans -3
no,
here.
I agree.
And that's what has me
I
scared.
think that if you just hear from what we've been saying, and I
Yeah,
think that
also
the general public agrees with that.
80% of the money is on Houston, and Vegas has not touched the line.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I just am trying to think of what things from the Steelers side would make you
Nothing
want
football
to take
tells
the
me
other
to
way.
take them. There's
I'm
no
telling you,
foot.
it is.
There's
Oh,
no football reason that tells
Grant,
me to take them here.
we forgot divine intervention. Not only in this game, in the Chicago game. Yeah, the Bears are winning that game. I forgot that the Pope is from Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Pope can get you a wild card win. No guarantees past that.
Yeah, no, that's
No
fine. For the
guarantees
Bears, that
past
is a miracle. So, like,
that was way more divine intervention that he could pull off again. You shouldn't ask for another.
Yeah, no, but the Bears were going to win that game then. But I mean, for this, I really don't know what would be influencing Vegas.
Wait, but did they use up all the holy water?
Oh, for the Steelers? Technically, it would be in the sod now, though, so it is still lingering there.
Like I feel like,
but it's just
I feel like you get one holy water end zone per season. You don't get two.
That's right. One a team.
If each team got 2 holy water end zones, all right. How do we even keep track of all these? Like,
do you think too much? I need to track this though. If the Steelers win the coin toss, even if whatever, and they just instead of picking it, they're just like, we want to go that way.
All
that
like,
way.
All like, completely random events. If they all break Steelers, all right, there's no denying
that. And if it's also on that side of the field specifically.
That as well, but we can even extend to the whole vibes of the whole thing. Yeah. If you if you holy water one, the saying, holy water one end zone, you holy water the whole team. We all know the saying. So,
I still expect the Texans to win this. I don't really see a reason why they would be in jeopardy of losing it. The Steelers haven't looked.
Yeah, there's no football reasons that make me concerned for it. Purely the money.
Yeah, I wonder if like Polymarket has a divine intervention bet going for this game.
I mean, this is actually worse news ever. It started off 3.5.
It's moved down.
The line is now moved down to Texas -3. Like they have
more money has come in on the Texans and
they're now 6. Yeah.
The other direction.
So they have a fleet of like Vegas. They have like 500 people all on their hands and knees, like Texans -3, Texans -3. We're gonna drop it to 2.5 even, so you really all take it. Oh, yeah. Now I'm scared. Now I'm worried.
I mean, Mike Tomlin has his own divine sorcery magic, black magic of his own.
I would say it's not divine magic. That's just him. Like that's just him. Mike Tomlin can create magic himself.
He's a catalyst over there.
He's the real mage from Stranger Things. It's him.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're both on Texans. You clearly and for Vegas and divine reasons don't feel good about that. But we'll find out. If the Steelers do win this game, Grant, I don't even know what my next analysis will be.
Yeah, I mean, if they win this, I'm most curious. How will Jersey Jerry react? I don't know. I don't know because he was out on the Steelers 5 weeks ago. Yeah, said he was officially out. I'm done with this shit, Tomlin. I'm done. Now, no surprise, he's so all the way back, so unbelievably back in on the Steelers that I'm curious how this plays out. I'm curious. I don't know.
Yeah, but
I'd say though, no one's had a better week than Tomlin. No one's had a better
well, there's still questions of whether
96
Tomlin's
hours
going to end up
or
leaving or
Damon
not.
Williams' agent. He's had a great week, an excellent week.
But yeah, I think with that, we're going to wrap up here. So thank you guys so much for watching, listening, rate us 5 stars. You can find us on Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and on Instagram at Waterboy Pod. You can follow me and Grant on Twitter at Everett Station at Waterboy Grant. We post new episodes every week on YouTube and all podcast platforms. Make sure to subscribe and turn notifications so you don't miss a single episode. We also post exclusive content on TikTok and on Instagram as well. So make sure to check us out there. So if there's anything else, with that, we will see you guys in the next episode. Waterboys out.